Good morning from Utah. In my last video, I was sharing with you guys how I plan to move to Utah on a property and spend a lot of time living out of my car while I travel to different locations. Well, I'm here in Utah now. I've been here about a week and I've been settling in a little bit, just getting to know the area and the property and making a list of different projects that I have to work on. I've got a handful of projects that I need to work on around the property today, and then I'm also leaving for a trip tomorrow. It'll be my first trip, and I'm going to Bryce Canyon National Park, so I need to get ready for that as well. Well, the first project was a failure because I bought batteries for the wrong device. So I thought I needed to change batteries on the smoke detector, but it's on the carbon monoxide detector. So it's okay. I will get the right kind of batteries next time I go into town, which could be a little while, but I think it'll be fine. I found a passion that wouldn't leave me, something I wanted my life to be about. And so I'm starting a new chapter, and there's a lot to learn. I think some people probably see this space and think, what an utter nightmare. But I actually really love it. I mean, there are some things that I think I can improve on, but I can definitely imagine myself spending some time up here. I really like these tables for maps. Like, you can fit 2, maybe even 3 maps on here, and like just move around the table and just leave the maps down. And that's like really exciting to me. Something I love about wild spaces so much is that when you look at the landscape, not only can you see the story of what's happening, but the story of what has happened there. And it's the same thing with anything really, is I don't necessarily want anything to be too manicured, too perfect. It's like going to a lawn. Even around here, I see some of these houses that really, they're very well appointed and perfectly manicured landscapes around the house and stark fences, and they really stand apart from the landscape instead of blending in and complementing it and feeling it as an organic part of it. And I think that's just part of the owner's aesthetic and the thing about it being new, but I like it to tell a story. I don't want anything to be too perfect. It's not that I try to make things wrong, but I don't worry too much about making it impeccable, because then I feel like you kind of lose out on the story of it. So yeah, this space really speaks to me, and I'm excited to spend some time here planning some of my upcoming trips.
If the world was a painting, could we step inside, sink into the colors and come alive, the swimming circles in all the hues.
The story of our lives have a funny way of unfolding just the way they want to, and we are left with our strength and scars. Markings made on the landscape of our lives that tell a story of just how it all shaped us. Definitely a lot of spiders around here, so This is not the kind of job for an arachnophobe, that's for sure.
Away we go into the stars, into forever, into the deepest blue we go. Away we go.
Well, I've spent a couple of hours working on projects, including cleaning up this space as much as I could for the time being. This kind of thing is new to me, so I didn't really have a true understanding of the scope of the project, and part of the work that I was doing today was to help me understand that, understand how much time I would need to dedicate to make the changes that I was hoping to make. So I think I have a pretty good assessment of that, and it's going to require a bit more time to make the improvements to the space that I want to. However, I only have a limited amount of time today because I do have to pack for my Bryce Canyon trip. So with these monsoonal clouds moving in, I think it's a good time for me to take a lunch break and then shift my focus on getting ready for tomorrow's trip. This trip to Bryce Canyon that I'm packing for is just a one-night overnight trip, and I intend to sleep in my car. I'm doing it to test my setup and make notes on the changes that I might want to make to outfit my vehicle better, and also get a better idea of what items I feel are essential to have and what items are not very useful. Doing this kind of thing is actually quite normal for the phase that I'm in my life right now. Everything is changing and I'm not an expert in anything. I'm learning a lot of new things, and it requires testing to see what works and making adjustments from there. That's kind of what these vlogs are for. They're to document the process of that happening. I'm not coming on here trying to teach anyone anything. It's just my journey and the process. I think a lot of times it's easy to get intimidated by making big changes to your life, even if you really want to do it, just because you don't know where to start. You're afraid to dive in, you're afraid to be judged, and learning new things is a very humbling experience. And that's kind of why I want to share that, because if I can help encourage anyone else to do something that it is they want to do but are nervous to, well, here, you can watch me struggle through this, and maybe it'll inspire you to take the steps that you need to. Today was a pretty filling and productive day in this beautiful place. I'm still so excited and happy to be here every day. Such a huge change from what life was like for the past couple of months. I am definitely looking forward to a shower. I've got everything all packed up, ready to go to Bryce Canyon National Park tomorrow, so I'll be leaving pretty early in the morning to go out there, and I'm actually going to meet up with somebody who you all know and love, and that's going to be my next video. So I'm going to be going out there, camping overnight in my car, probably doing a couple of hikes and filming all of that, so you can come along with me in the next video. I know this one's a little bit different. You know, life's changing, so I wanted to try something new, and I hope that you found it enjoyable. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.